Camp Hope, a free weekend grief camp for children ages 6 to 16, was established in honor of Dan Hebert, a father, husband, brother, son, and friend, and his memory.
In the year 2000, my husband Dan died of leukemia, and at the time we had two small boys who were 2 and almost 5. So as I helped my boys struggle through the loss of their dad, I realized how important a support system is.
The lives of children who experience the death of a loved one are forever impacted. Unfortunately, too many children in the United States are faced with this experience. Over 2 million children and adolescents have experienced the death of a parent, and 90% of students will face the death of a sibling, relative, or close friend before the end of high school.
I think just by virtue of them being there makes them special in a way, and they all know going in that everyone else is there for similar, different but similar reasons, and that the sort of common denominator is loss.
Held at Camp Arroyo, a 138-acre open space parkland outside Livermore, California, Camp Hope was created to help children and teens who have faced such a loss cope as they move through the grieving process. The mission of Camp Hope is to provide a safe environment for grieving kids and teens as they share memories, make new friends, and have fun.
What the camp really provided was a place for them to be able to talk about it and not worry about anything. They had no responsibilities. Kids tend to take on a lot of responsibilities when there's a significant loss in the house. And so they didn't have to worry about the meals, they didn't have to worry about taking care of anybody else's emotions. They were just really free to be able to experience their own grieving process as it came up very naturally.
When we began to create camp, we sort of dreamed about what would be included in the camp, from a pool to large fields for playing to ropes courses, and began to look around the Bay Area to see what might be available, and was able to meet with Elaine Taylor, who founded the Taylor Family Foundation, and they were generous enough to be able to support us.
It's big, and so when it's like sunset, you can look out. By where the cafeteria is, if you look out, there's like mountains and rocks, and so it looks really cool.
At Camp Hope, there is an understanding that children grieve differently than adults. Kids tend not to experience the continual, intense grief that adults do, but instead often express their grief for brief periods of time. Because of this, Camp Hope structures their weekend by alternating between grief and recreational activities.
The activities that these kids are put through don't necessarily have any specific goals except to have fun. It was interesting to watch the kids transition from having fun to being a serious discussion or topic about death or dying or loss. And the resilience of these kids and their ability to rebound from one activity to another.
The last day you light a candle, and then you say the candle goes out to the person who passed away, so that made me feel much better.
Other camp activities include arts and crafts to rock climbing, music therapy to swimming. Attending Camp Hope is about sharing memories and expressing feelings, making new friends, and trying new activities, all the while receiving support and learning that one is never alone in their grief.
Once you go, you get to meet new people, and it helps you even more to meet even more people that know like it happened to them too, so you're not like the only one.
Because Camp Hope is staffed by volunteers who have all experienced loss in their own lives, parents such as David have found comfort in the support and experience their child has received.
The one thing that really stood out to me was that everyone there has been through the same thing, that they understand, that they know what's going on, and can relate to the kids.
This perspective allows the counselors and campers to easily connect and travel together through the grieving process.
I think Camp Hope is unique in that everybody is there. because they have lost somebody. So that's a unifying theme that I think is unique to Camp Hope. You're not going to find that in any kind of camp experience except at Camp Hope. And it's different from any kind of therapeutic experience in that it's camp.
Volunteers themselves have found that they are both a participant and a counselor, learning a tremendous amount not only from one another, but from the campers as well.
By far more powerful than I anticipated. I knew that this was going to be a good experience, but being the first camp, you never really know how it's going to work and how the kids are going to get along, and it was more than I really could have anticipated. Seeing them come in and just being very shy and kind of awkward and not sure what to expect and nervous, and at the end they're just, hugging and crying, and, they don't want to go, and when's the next one? So it was a good experience, I think, for them, but I think the counselors got more out of it than we just even expected.
Because it was fun.
I miss my counselors and camp mates.
And I hope we get the same counselors from last time.
The camp is free for all the kids, and that's one of the reasons why we are having a fundraise throughout the year, because we feel it's really important to be able to offer Camp Hope free to these families. We certainly don't want any child to be excluded from attending camp due to financial circumstances.
Because the camp is offered free of charge to affected families, fundraising is key to the continued success of Camp Hope.
It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Your donation can help Camp Hope continue to serve and provide this invaluable experience. To learn more about Camp Hope and how you can support its programs, please visit our website at www.camphopeca.com or email Camp Hope at info@camphopeca.com.